Happy weekend, Jenny. A common theme in cinema these days is that every hero needs a villain. This can be seen in the newer Amazon series, The Boys, but it can also be seen in older content such as DreamWorks' Megamind. It's a pretty common trope for siblings to be have a rivalry, but growing up, you were always my arch nemesis. Sometimes we were in combat physically, while other times it was a match of wits. Often you were far better than me at that. Trying to manipulate one another, or even sometimes pitting mom and dad against the other. Almost always, when I daydreamed, I was the hero and you were the villain. Of course, today you and I are allies. Our causes are just and our foes are many. However, I'll never forget the day that relationship changed, and you, my foe, became my ally. I seriously doubt that you'll remember this day, not because it wasn't important to you, but because I think it was just an offhanded remark that you made to Dana while we were sitting on the front porch of the house. You see, I was often in trouble with mom and dad, typically for getting my clothes dirty or refusing to clean my room, which I think is pretty common for all kids. But during that age, I often felt confused and fearful because it's a difficult thing to describe, but as a child, you understand that you want to go and play outside and that you want to play in the dirt and you want to do all these things, and you also understand that you don't want to pick up your toys, and it's almost painful for you to subscribe to those things that your parents are asking you to do. And of course, they have your best interest as well as probably some of their own best interest in mind, as far as keeping you safe, but also presenting you looking nice and clean for the community and church. One day, you and I are on the front deck of the Brook Road house, and I think you had been tasked with cutting my fingernails, and as always, I was resisting cutting my fingernails. Dana asks you, why doesn't he like to cut his fingernails? And you reply, do you know that soft feeling you get just right after you cut your nails? I think that he doesn't like that. And just like that, you had expressed what I had been unable to express my entire life. You had also validated my feelings of not wanting to get my fingernails cut. And with those words, you even stood up against mom and dad and their tyrannous dictatorship of giving orders to keep your fingernails clean. I think about that tiny, simple moment almost every time I cut my kids' or even my own fingernails. That day that my enemy became my friend.